death of a loved one, illnesses, your marriage. I mean, there's so many things that we have to fight for. Even career changes. You know, you think you're set in the plan for your life, and it just doesn't go that way. And when we're successful in our walk of faith, Satan will always find a way to put up an obstacle, to try to block us, slow us down, and invariably he wants to completely stop us and take us away from Christ. But we know that once we've committed to him, we belong to Christ, we belong to God, and we will continue to fight. Amen. Today our focus is on renewal, refocusing, and resiliency. 2019, I've declared to be the year of healing. This is where we are finishing the battles. We are going to keep walking in the healing that God has given us and keep moving forward. Renewing involves our bodies and our minds and our spirits. We need to regain our strength, both physically and emotionally, reconnecting with our resources, with the people that empower us. We need to always be asking God, is there anything you need me to change? Anything I need to release? As Monique was saying, we hang on. We hang on to the hurts. We hang on to the people that have snubbed us and how they made us feel. And we hang on to our past way beyond what the past even matters any longer. It doesn't. Refocus is just the key to being sure we're following God's plan for our lives. Not our mom's plan, not the neighbor's plan, not our husband's plan. God will lead each of us where he wants us, and he will provide the gifts that we need to use that. So spend time with him every day. Just talk to him. Talk to him as you go through your day. Spend time in the Word. Let the Holy Spirit open the Word to you so that you can get the instruction you need. And listen. That's one of the hardest things, I think, for me, is just listening for the promptings of the Holy Spirit. You know, you're moving along, you're going through your day, you've got your plans, or like me, a schedule, and you forget to listen. You forget to even notice what's going on around you. When you're walking somewhere and you're thinking about where you're going or what you've got to do next, or gee, what should I fix for dinner tonight, you don't really see the people that God is putting in your path. You don't notice those small gifts and blessings that he gives us. So when you're walking, look around. Look at the people. Look them in their eyes. Make eye contact and smile. You don't have to engage. You don't have to have a conversation. But when you see someone, just look at them and smile. You may be the only person that has given them a smile that day. You may be the only person that is even acknowledging that they exist. So don't forget to look at those. Meet them where they are. Don't say, oh, do you want to go to church with me on Sunday? Find out where they are. Find out what their life is like. Hold the hand of somebody that's afraid. When you meet someone and you know they've been through some dark times, and they may be acting, like Monique said, inappropriately, but it's based on what they're going through or have been through, what this world has done to them. So look past that and look at the person and who God created them to be. Help them find that for themselves. Cry with people that are hurting. Just sit beside of them. I've joined the pastoral care team at Cleveland Clinic Union Hospital. And sometimes it's not even so much about the patients as it is the waiting room. When you have people sitting in the emergency room waiting area, and there are persons in the back being cared for, they know nothing. They don't know if they're okay. Nobody's talking to them. They're just sitting there wondering and imagining the most horrible things. If I can sit down beside of them, introduce myself, and just say, tell me about your person. You know, is there anything we can pray about? It means the world. And sometimes the stories, they'll break your heart. But you cry with them. You hang on to them. Spend time with the lonely people, the people that have lost every person in their family. I met a lady last week at the hospital. No one was coming to visit. Everyone was either gone or they moved away. I sat with her for 45 minutes. She asked if I'd read her some verses in the Bible, and we just talked about her life. And she said, I'm so lonely. And I found out she lives like 2 roads down from me. So I thought, when you get out and get home, let's get together. We'll have some coffee or something. Maybe I'll bring some muffins over. And I gave her my business card. Now, whether she calls or not, that's up to her. But at least she knows somebody cares about her. And what happens? Use the gift that God has given you. Make sure you know what God has given you. I know most of you probably volunteer at your churches or serve in some capacity, but look around at other places you can serve. There's a lot of volunteer agencies, a lot of Christian agencies and groups that could always use a helping hand, an hour here or an hour there. I did a spreadsheet, and it's up on the table by the doors, of some of the local Christian groups and churches that have services that they provide. I know they would love to have the help. But through these processes, that's what makes us resilient. That's what allows us to be prepared when God calls, to bounce back when the world attacks, to always be flexible enough to see the people around us and realize that our life isn't the only one that matters. And that's, sometimes we do get stuck in our own little world. But these 3 things will help us be ready. What I want you to know today is this place and our ministry is a safe place. It's a place you can always come. You can always find a friend. You can always find someone to share verses with you, just to hear you out. Sometimes I know I've had days where I just need somebody to listen. They don't have to say anything. Just listen to me rant for a while. And it releases all that pressure so that we can go on and be the best we can be. So be sure that you too encourage and empower each other. That's the whole idea of this ministry. We want to encourage the people that are rebuilding their lives or are struggling in some area, and try to empower them. You know, try to connect them with other people, with resources, whatever they need to start again or to keep going. So my hope today is for each of you to just relax, enjoy each other's company, find some comfort if you need it, and most of all, allow the Holy Spirit to fill you with the peace and joy that only He can. Thank you so much for being here.